much. Senator Ernst.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And today is a solemn day of remembrance. So thank you very much, General, for remembering those that lost their lives on 9/11, as well as those first responders and those that have served in the global war on terrorism. Thanks for the time that we were able to spend together in the office discussing a number of priorities. I'd like to start with the announcement of the pending National Defense Strategy. What it is doing is making clear that defending the homeland is the department's top priority. And that includes protecting our critical infrastructure, strengthening, of course, our missile defenses, and enhancing our cyber resilience. Those will really be at the forefront of our efforts. And in this mission, it does appear that the National Guard and the reserves will be an indispensable part of that equation. We know that these forces are uniquely positioned to defend the homeland, not only through disaster response, but also in emerging domains like cyber and space. And of course, I'm very partial to the National Guard and the reserves, having served in both of those. I know firsthand how vital it is in their contributions to our national defense. So, General Mahoney, with the upcoming National Defense Strategy placing that renewed emphasis on our homeland defense, how do you plan to ensure that the mission remains front and center as threats continue to grow and evolve?
Thanks, Senator. And I think the primacy of the homeland has been a key tenet of our strategies going back at least as far as 2018. And I think it has to be that way. The military reason that it needs to be that way is it must be considered as a power projection platform. You can't push off a platform that is faulty. You can't push off a foundation that is weak. And all of the attributes that you talked about have to be strengthened and fortified. Going to the Guard and Reserve, as I mentioned earlier, I have never been in a situation deployed or otherwise or contingent or combat where guardsmen and reserves weren't a big part of the picture. So to strengthen that aspect of it, not only for the homeland, but to play the away game as well is important.
No, I appreciate that very much. And just reminding people that the reason our great United States came to be, the reason our colonies came together as states and formed the great United States of America was for the common defense of our nation. So it's incredibly important that our military is positioned to defend our homeland. What role do you envision for the National Guard and our great reservists out there as they're playing a role in building a resilience against these threats, both here in the homeland and abroad?
I don't think you can realistically talk about an integrated joint approach without bringing in the Guard and Reserve. And recent history is replete with that point. So what I would say is, I know that statutorily and policy-wise, there is a differentiation between Guard, Reserve, and active. But when we look at the total force, the integrated force, and Chairman Kane as the integrator, this is a whole. This is a single demographic of combat power. Once again, whether it's at home or away.
Yeah, thank you. We have talked extensively this morning about the Defense Industrial Base and its revitalization. That is really important in order to deliver upon the safety for our great United States. We have to make sure that we have the platforms and the munitions that are available. So I'm just going to make a plug. We have facilities in Iowa, like the Iowa Army Ammunition Plant, which will be an important part of delivering munitions for our military. Also, the Rock Island Arsenal, which is situated, it actually belongs to Illinois, but is situated in the Mississippi River, dividing Iowa and Illinois, making sure that we're able to expand production and support those facilities will be very important in the future. So how do you plan to ensure that that industrial base can meet the demand for these critical systems while also sustaining support for our allies? In a very brief answer, please.
if confirmed as the chairman of the JROC, I will make sure that the Defense Industrial Base is a leading consideration from requirements to resources.
And I will take it. I have no time remaining. Thank you very much. I look forward to supporting your confirmation. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator